It's the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
I'm Steve Gorman. This is the KQ Morning Show. It is Wednesday, November the 6th. Good morning, Rebel Yell. That'll kick off the cobwebs. Let's get right to your top 5 at 6 on a Wednesday. We told this story last year. We talked about it a few times. Remember the Judy Garland Museum up in Grand Rapids, Minnesota? Remember the ruby red slippers that were stolen in 2005 and not recovered until 2018?
Sure, the big heist.
Remember? Those slippers are going up on auction now. Heritage Auctions in Dallas has started an online auction. You have until December 7th to place your bid. Right now, the bidding is up to over $550,000.
Wow.
They don't actually have rubies on them, as our erstwhile thief learned after the heist.
No.
Oh, the ruby red you mean it's a color ruby red, not red with rubies all over it. Yeah, go figure. But one of 4 pairs of slippers worn in the filming of The Wizard of Oz now going up for auction. Grand Rapids raised money for the slippers this year at its annual Judy Garland Festival. It's going to combine those funds along with $100,000 set aside this year by the Minnesota legislature to try to purchase those slippers back.
Damn.
Well, they're going to try and auction them back. They're going to try and buy them back. Well, who owns them?
I'm not
some
really,
old dude?
Yeah, I guess so. A guy named Michael Shaw. He's the memorabilia collector who originally owned the footwear. He had them returned after almost 2 decades away, and now he's putting them up for auction. So there you have it.
I wonder if you still have some Judy Garland DNA in there. A little toe jam, maybe?
Got to be something in there. If we can bring back the Stegosaurus, we can bring back Judy Garland. I see where you're going with this. Barbiturate-free Judy Garland? She'd be amazing. Number 4 on your top 5 and 6. Boy, you know, I've been accused of hyperbole in the past only about 1 million times, but this is a little chilling for the Minnesota Vikings. The long snapper and the kicker, both on injured reserve. Will Riker, the phenomenal rookie kicker, if you're wondering why all of a sudden he missed a kick the other day, he's got a bad quadricep. That's kind of an important part of your leg. For the first time ever, missed not once but twice on Sunday. He's got a bum leg. He's out for at least 4 games, along with all-pro long snapper Andrew DePaula, who both of them on IR, both of them missing for 4 games. A long snapper and a kicker, you don't think about them until you don't have them.
Yeah.
And boy, little mistakes turn to losses. So let's hope the replacements they've brought in to replace these 2 guys, John Parker Romo, a kicker, and veteran long snapper Jake McQuaid. Love the name.
Yeah.
Sounds like an 80s detective. Jake McQuaid is on the case.
Right.
Hopefully they shore up and take care of business. I would hate to see the Vikings drop 1 or 2 because of special teams malfeasance. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get another Reichard easily, but I didn't know they had an all-pro long snapper, which I guess makes sense. But, I mean, if I'm bragging about it at the bar, I just stop at all-pro. Yeah, I'm an all-pro.
Make no
Long
mistake.
snapper. I mean, say, hey, it's an important job. But, yeah, you could see that during the game that he was, working on that groin there and wrapping it and wasn't quite right. So, but I mean, how the hell do you hurt your groin if you're a kicker?
That's what I was thinking the same thing. Isn't every moment of his day spent to just making sure he's stretched and limber and got plenty of vitamin K in his blood? I mean, it's a weird one. Long snappers, the bass players of football teams. You only notice them when they mess up.
Yeah, right.
Oh, God. Number 3, speaking of bass players, number 3 in your top 5 at 6. A neuroscience on Instagram has posted an interesting theory. He says live music engages our brains a lot more than pre-recorded music because of its unpredictability. He said live music will activate entire brain networks that involve experiencing pleasure, processing emotions, and triggering or re-triggering memories of the past. The bigger the brain experience, especially in the emotional parts of your brain, the more deeply you will be stuck or feeling immersed in the music. That would explain why. That would explain. I guess he's trying to explain what your brain is doing, which makes when you're at a live gig, when you're watching a band play music, you get more than you get out of just simply hearing the pre-recorded versions over and over. And it's more than just being around other people. It's more than the vibe. The music itself, because you don't know quite what to expect. The rhythm, the intensity, speeds, things are a little different different than what you expect, it triggers all the warm, pleasing, homey centers of your brain, apparently, is how I'm reading that.
Makes sense. You're witnessing their creativity live as it happens.
I guess so.
But we're still so obsessed with getting a set list ahead of time so we know what songs there are, and this is like counterintuitive to that.
I don't know who does that. I've still not run into this person. I do run into the person that stands in front of me recording the entire thing on their phone.
Yeah.
I do pay $150 for a live ticket experience. I sometimes wonder why, but now I know.
That guy with the phone, by the way, none of his pleasure centers are firing. His brain is not included in this situation.
No.
He's more concerned with, I hope the lights aren't screwing up the video I'm going to make that I'm never going to watch again.
Yeah, or no one's ever going to want to watch.
Number 2 on your top 5 at 9. Check this out. Gender equality, still a forever march for the women of this and every country, but they've caught up and, in fact, surpassed men in one very key, significant piece of life. Women's vocabulary is now apparently filthier than men's. It worked. Sex in the City worked.
Oh, boy.
Women's equality meant they just act like dudes now. Congratulations. You took away all the best parts of you. Now, I hated that show. Like, that was your progress? You just foul mouth like us? Like, you act like cavemen? And you think that's cool? A new study found that women are slightly more likely to use the F word than men. In 1990, men used it 8 times more than women. Now, women slightly more likely. But check out the word, the S word, a scheissen, as our friends in Germany would say. Women are 10 times more likely to use the S word than men. Definitely the biggest sign of equality in questionable ways moving forward. Ryder, off mic, you curse like a sailor. In fact, you can't get a sentence out of your mouth without both an F and an S word.
I know.
And until now, I didn't realize that's actually a great sign of progress.
In
Congratulations.
1990, I was 7, and then I turned probably about 13 and just let it all loose. So I'm taking responsibility for most of this study.
Yeah, I mean, I've only known women to swear at me, so I feel like I had something to do with this, women swearing more.
Does anybody remember?
In a good way. You can use the F word in a lot of positive ways now.
Oh, sure.
Come on.
Of course. Do you guys remember practicing cursing as a kid? Just trying to, like to yourself. I did. There were times when I would just be alone and I'd kind of under my breath, I would just throw words just to try to make it, because I knew I was going to bring them into the vocab and I wanted it to sound natural.
Work on your technique.
Right.
Yeah, like you had, I thought like it's important that you don't, like, if you're going to throw the F word into a sentence, you don't say it louder than the other words, because then it's obvious you're trying to, when I hear when I listen to a song and there's a Soul Asylum song and Dave Perner goes, and you and all the effed up things you do, and he would scream effed up live, and I'm like, don't scream it, dude. You're overselling it. Let it lay back. Let it sit. These things. But I got a lot of issues, don't I? Oh, man. I hear myself talking sometimes. I just think I should probably shut up. But doesn't make for much of a good radio show. Hey, first of all, shout out to Lino Lakes. Lino Lakes, Minnesota. Come for the quarter pounder. Stay for the premature baby born in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
As we discussed yesterday. There's a lot more to recommend Lino Lakes than just possibly giving birth in a McDonald's bathroom. And we know you're out there, and we just want to say thanks for being with us. Good morning. We appreciate you listening.
Lino Lakes.
Kicks ass, right? Yeah!
If you like to pedal your two-wheeler, not a finer place to go. The Rice Lakes up there. It's miles and miles of fantastic trails.
Number 1 on your top 5 at 6. The election is surprisingly, just based on recent events, it's over. We know who is going to win. Donald Trump will be the president of the United States. Kamala Harris carried Minnesota. Not a shock. Minnesota hasn't gone Republican since 1972. Tricky Dick Nixon, the last Republican to carry the state. Amy Klobuchar will remain in the U.S. Senate. She beat Royce White. That wasn't very close, 56-40. Kamala Harris barely edging out Donald Trump. That's like 51-47 in the state of Minnesota. Along the way, it's easy to find out all of the various congressional results, but there it is. Donald Trump is back in the White House as of January 2025. J.D. Vance, get ready for a lot of him. I'm just saying. That guy, I'm like, wait, this guy really? He just showed up like a few months ago, and here he is. There is your top 5 at 6. Right now, it is middle of the NFL season. We're about halfway home. this year. Let's throw together a little bit of a midweek mixtape. What song do you think of when you think about your team season thus far, your team season still ahead? Let's build a mixtape. Hang tight.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
I'm Steve Gorman. This is the KQ Morning Show for Wednesday, November the 6th. We are at the midway point of the NFL season, and today's Wednesday, midweek, if you will, mixtape. We're talking about NFL teams. What do you think so far of your team? What song comes to mind when you think of your team? The song we just heard, I think it's a perfectly acceptable suggestion for the Minnesota Vikings. Who are you? I mean, really, let's talk about this. Are you the guys that laid down twice in a row, or do you have those other 6 wins now that we don't have our kicker for 4 games? Who are the Vikings? We're going to find out a lot about this team over the next few weeks. On the KQRS Facebook page, plenty of people are suggesting songs, throwing things up. Gary right now leading the pack. You don't have to ask which team he's talking about because he wrote, "Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be Cowboys." Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys are just an absolute barn fire right now.
Yeah, the Dallas dumpster fire. What a mess.
Jerry Jones is in total denial, too.
Oh, sure he is. Yeah,
denial. It's dementia, I think.
Man, I tell you what, he's the best GM and mouthpiece and owner grip you're ever going to see. And until we get, I'll tell you what, until we get, did you hear him threaten his own radio guys a couple weeks ago? They were calling out some of the decisions the team made, and then we're grilling the owner of the team about it, and he said, "I might have to get somebody in here who knows how to ask better questions." And I'm like, whoa, dude. Well, your team sucks. Why are you mad at your radio guys? Talk about your football team. Jed, on the page added about the Vikings. Should I stay or should I go? A yearly question. Are we on the Viking ship or are we jumping off? Oh, come on. There's plenty of space on the ship. But plenty of these suggestions have come in on the Facebook page. Feel free to join in on Facebook there. Let us know. Who's your team and what song are you thinking about? Ryder, let's just get right to it. You're a Lions gal.
I don't even know about this. I was like, it's going to be something lame like Keep Truckin' or something like that.
Oh, yeah?
Lenny Kravitz, It Ain't Over Till It's Over. I'm so freaking nervous. I can't pick like a song where I'm real hyped up or anything like that because I'm just going to get let down. I don't know. If you got something, 651-989-ROCK, let us know.
I love you're a Detroit Lions fan, but with a Vikings attitude, you know?
Boy,
you can take the girl out of Minnesota.
No, that's a match made in football hell right there, boy.
Yeah.
Vikings fan experience to the Lions fan base. As a long-suffering, also Tennessee Titans fan, I'm scouring the internet for songs about grease fires, but I can't find one. The Grease Fire Boogie. I guess I'll just write that myself. Go figure.
Got to be a country song somewhere.
Oh my God, that's a good point. Well,
there's
for me,
a country song for every occasion.
There's a country song for my fandom with the Tennessee Titans. It's called the Divorce Song. It's DIVORCE. I'm gone with that nonsense. It's time for a look back. On this day, November the 6th, 1861, James Naismith was born, the inventor of basketball. For everybody who ever cheered for Michael Jordan or Larry Bird or Kevin Garnett, for every kid who ever shoveled snow out from under the hoop during halftime of the game on TV to get off a few shots before dark, for anybody who appreciates the majesty of the wonderful thing that is basketball, a game where it's not about the individual, but whether the team wins. That's the beautiful heart of the game. The blending of personalities, the mutual sacrifices for group success. Michael Jordan didn't win a damn thing until he figured that out, and nobody else ever has either. Happy birthday, James Naismith. Thank you.
Well said.
From my basketball-loving, charred, blackened heart.
Nor ever bounced a basketball off your brother's head. Thank you.
Yeah, damn straight. On this day in 2000, I don't know what you were doing, but I was sitting at home watching Monday Night Football Packers-Vikings, and a play happened that I will never forget. In overtime, Brett Favre threw a ball up to Antonio Freeman, who was being marked down the field, man-to-man coverage from Chris Dishman. There are already Vikings fans bristling and chafing before I even get to the end of it. Freeman slipped on the grass and started to fall. The ball went right through Chris Dishman's hands, hit Freeman's left shoulder as he hit the ground, and then the ball bounced to his right arm, ricocheted into his chest. Dishman never touched him. He thought the play was dead. Freeman saw that it was ruled a catch. He stood up and raced to the end zone. It sounded like this from Al Michaels.
Favre lays it up for Freeman, and it's incomplete. Or did he make the catch at the 15? Yes. What are they going to rule it? He caught it? Touchdown. He did what?
He did what? Wasn't quite Do You Believe in Miracles, but he did what was a hell of a call for Al Michaels. One of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was like, oh my God, I know exactly what's going to happen here.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. You're listening to the KQ Morning Show. Steve, Zepp, Tony, and Ryder on 92 KQRS.
I'm Steve Gorman. This is the KQ Morning Show. Good Wednesday morning. It is November the 6th at 7:50 this morning. We're going to give away hockey tickets. Minnesota Wild hosting the Dallas Stars November 16th. You will want to be right here. You will want to be competing on the air for hockey tickets. Trust me, you're going to want to be a part of that. In the meantime, I got up this morning. First things first, got to wake up a little groggy, get right in the shower. And then just stood there and let the warm water just kind of wake me up, reinvigorate me. I washed my hair, but not much else. And I'll tell you why. Because I just read that you really don't need to be washing so often with the soap and whatnot. In the winter especially. Your arms, leave your arms out of this. They don't produce a lot of oil naturally. And if you're scrubbing them with soap every time, they're just going to get dried out. They're going to get flaky. I'm a flaky forearm guy. I'm looking at my arms right now. I scratch it up, and all of a sudden it looks like I got a little sprinkling of flour on my arm.
Part of your charm. Part of your charm.
Flaky Steve.
You stink like my butt.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, but speaking of your butt, that whole area, the whole crotch area, careful down there.
Yeah.
Water is your friend, but soap can really dry that skin out too. And that's not, look, you ain't going to be liking life with the taint don't want to be dry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hard to scratch her.
My well-scrubbed friends. You don't always need a shower every day.
Thank you,
know
George
that?
Carlin.
It's overkill. Unless you work out or work outdoors or for some reason come in intimate contact with huge amounts of filth and garbage every day, you don't always need a shower. All you really need to do is to wash the 4 key areas. Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
What's separate? I mean, don't use your toothbrush for everything.
Not everything. Not everything.
But it's electric.
Yeah, your electric toothbrush. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you turn it over and just use the back part on the anus, that just could be a good time.
What was the song as a kid? Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. So now it's butt, armpits, feet and teeth. That's it. Just leave the soaps alone. Just water, man. Water it up. And every other just start every other shower soaping like crazy. This luxurious head of hair that you guys can't get enough of. I wash it twice a week tops. Not a lot of shampoo because someone told me a long time ago the less shampoo you use, the longer it's going to serve you. It's going to look like I look like Farrah Fawcett half the time because I don't shampoo it often enough.
Yeah,
I was going to roll with Fabio.
That too.
Fabio, that's nice. Rob over there on the West End cuts my hair over that barbershop over there, and he said, yeah, man, don't wash it that often. He goes, if your scalp just feels itchy, you get that itchy feeling after a few days, he goes, just put some conditioner in there. But, then you just get the greasy teenager look. Add a few zits, and I'm on my way. You got to be careful with the human musk smell. Now, of course, the big deer opener is this Saturday. You guys know that. You've got your tags.
Sure.
You're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
However, when I was a kid growing up, they said don't shower the week before you go deer hunting. You don't want to smell like soap when you get out there. But
that makes sense.
A lot of scent-eliminating soap and shampoo companies that sell this stuff for a lot of money at our hunting stores have told us otherwise. You don't want to smell like a human being when you go out there. You gotta use all this scent-eliminating soap and shampoo. I don't know how the hell my old man shot so many deer over the years. He was out there smoking cigarettes and drinking beer and still managed to bring home some venison.
Really?
But now apparently, I've got guys that I hunt with now that'll hang their hunting clothes. They go out and rub them on cedar trees, and then they've got like 45 bottles of scent eliminating this. They take a shower in doe urine, and just a little over the top, I think. But less is more.
What was Ray Lewis healed his arm in record time? What was it? Deer antler spray that he used to repair a torn bicep?
Yeah, it was some deer antler extract of some sort.
Deer antler spray.
Right.
It contains IGF-1. That's a banned substance. I tore my right bicep, and I didn't think to go to deer antler spray. I forgot all about it now. And I'm like, wait a minute. I could have done the Ray Lewis thing. Dadgummit. What a mistake. So I didn't realize that... I mean, I'm I don't even pretend. I do a little fishing. You and I went out, Zepp. We had a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. I don't pretend to do any hunting. Never have. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying I haven't. So to hear that guys are, stinking themselves up for a week out, honestly, I'm suddenly like a little more intrigued with this whole concept.
Yeah, right. It's kind of nice.
I would love to be able to say, no, I need to smell like this. You don't get it. I'm going hunting next Thursday. It's important that I smell like this.
All the stuff your significant other gives you about, cohabitating, the smell and the slob, just being a slob and that kind of stuff, is all fair game the week before you go deer hunting. Yeah,
so,
but honey.
Hang on a second. Candles are all the rage. You could maybe let's do some candles that smell like deer guts or something. Like you can just have your house smell like it. It's a more subtle approach. But if you just have deer, I don't know what's
deer
this?
urine. You want that doe urine?
There it is.
Yeah, doe urine. Yeah, with all that estrogen in there. Yeah, get some horny.
Yeah, let's do a whole line. We'll call it Doe-Pee candle line. Doe-Pee, but like I said,
oh my God,
Doe-Pee, but we'll call it Doe-Pee. Let's do this.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're telling a joke, but if that is not already being used, it's a $1 million idea. Yet, the four of us will sit here and do nothing about it.
No.
And some go-getter is pulling off to the side of the road right now going, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and register that online right now.
Yeah. No, Shoeless Joe's out there going, I knew something good would come from never putting shoes on. And it's going to be this idea.
Oh, God dang it. Mrs. Doe-Pee's Buck Lures.
It's already there?
Yeah, it's already there. Deer attractants out there. Then that's, of course, somebody's already thought about it.
Damn.
Well, I don't see Mr. Doe-Pees, though, but we lure, you hunt. All right,
fair enough. I'm thinking of our buddy Shoeless Joe because there's another shoeless gentleman from the Netherlands, a Dutchman named Anton Newtonboom. What a name, Newtonboom.
Yeah.
Come on, man. If your name is Newtonboom, I mean, you got the Boomer, you got Newt, you got Newton. I mean, you got so many possible nicknames.
God, want to be friends with him just so you can hang with Newtonboom.
There is no nickname that improves on Newtonboom.
I mean, that's a character in any 80s comedy. Oh, get over yourself, Newtonboom. Yeah. I mean, that's every John Hughes. That guy, you go Animal House, you can imagine him being one of the Tri-Deltas, whatever, Delta Tau Chi's. He is a 37-year-old veteran of the Dutch Army, as it turns out. And Anton Newtonboom just completed a 3,100-mile journey from Los Angeles to Times Square, New York City, walking barefoot. The whole way. He left L.A. 260 days ago, and it took him that long to walk to New York City. And he said he took this on, again, barefoot. He was trying to raise money for men's mental health. He struggled with that himself. He was in the Army for years, got out, didn't have a purpose in life, spent a few years dealing with some serious depression and anxiety, and he found himself on a beach in Australia walking barefoot every day. And he said, I used to think it was like hippie nonsense, but when you walk bare feet, you connect to the world in a whole new way. You pick up on the vibrations, the energy, the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All I know is one thing led to another, and this guy decided, I'm going to walk from L.A. to New York, meet a bunch of people, talk about men's mental health, and he raised about $100,000 so far, which I think it's like, man, if you're going to walk 3,100 miles, you got to come up with more than $100,000. Come on, let's help the Newtonboom. Come on.
Newton
Better
Boom.
messaging, Newton Boom. But this guy legitimately did this entire thing. He did take breaks, but he said, even then, I wouldn't put on a sock or a Band-Aid, nothing. The last time anything was on his feet other than asphalt or concrete was February 17th, and he got to New York this week.
Yeah. I want to be impressed, but I already watched David Carradine do it in Kung Fu. Walk the West barefoot.
Yeah, that's very true. They didn't even have Band-Aids back then, did they? So
no.
he didn't even know what he was missing.
Old school.
This is a great quote. The first month or so was the most interesting because my skin was still pretty soft. And then you have the concrete of the roads. It becomes like sandpaper. And little rocks would just go inside all those wounds. That's the most interesting time? Yeah, I imagine so. Fun fact about your buddy Steve. I'm the biggest pussyfoot I or you have ever met. I can't walk to the mailbox in bare feet. If I walk on a smooth concrete sidewalk in bare feet, it hurts. If I walk across gravel, it's like it's unbearable. I have tried my whole life to get tougher. I've tried to toughen my feet up. I recognized as a kid there's something wrong with my feet. I'm out in the grass running around and I'm a little nervous. Why am I the only kid like this? It's never gone away. I am just Captain Pussyfoot. Call me that.
You have really beautiful feet.
Yeah, just soft. The bottoms of my feet are as soft as a baby's ass.
Yeah, tenderfoot.
I remember growing up out on the farm. I remember running across the farmyard. We have a big gravel farmyard area there. I remember running across that barefoot, not even thinking twice about it. But yeah, like you, now I step outside, and if there's just a little sand-sized pebble on I'm like, where are my flip-flops at? My God, it's brutal out here. Yeah, our feet just got soft. Yeah,
the memes you see online about someone stepping on a Lego, that's my life. I mean, that's it. I recognize as a kid because unlike you, I couldn't have run across gravel as a kid. I would watch my siblings. I'd watch other kids run around and be like, how are you doing that? And I need when I'm gone, donate my feet to science. They're going to say he's got more. These are the most sensitive feet I've ever seen. For every square inch of his feet, there's 1 billion. What do you call them? Sensory somethings. I was going to say taste buds, but that's not what I'm talking about.
That's your superpower. You have super sensitive feet. You know what you need? You need a pair of ruby slippers. We're gonna start a GoFundMe page. We're gonna get you those ruby slippers. I don't know. Nothing wrong with. Tenderfoot? Is that word?
Well,
Tenderfoot. Let's get some hot coals in here for Steve. We'll toughen you up.
Oh, yeah.
I could use it. I could absolutely use
it. Tenderfoot.
Hey, next time you're booking a hotel room, hang on and think about what you're about to learn. Let us help. We can make your stay a whole lot better. We're going to share the worst things, the bad things we all do in hotels. Hang tight.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
I'm Steve Gorman. This is the KQ Morning Show. It's Wednesday, November the 6th. Come Together, a song John Lennon initially started to write as a campaign song. LSD guru Timothy Leary was going to run for the governor of California and asked John Lennon, will you write me a campaign song? And John Lennon, being an LSD enthusiast, went, sure, man. And one thing didn't lead to another, but he got a pretty cool song out of it, if nothing else.
Yeah.
From LSD, it would have been great to see Timothy Leary running against Ronald Reagan in 1968 for the governor of California.
A little contrast.
It would have been an amazing debate. I think the economic policies speak for themselves. It does. The paper has a mouth, and I looked into the words you wrote, and it spoke to me. That would have been great. Hey, good morning, Bloomington, Minnesota. Let's hear it for Bloomington. Quick shout out to our friends a little south of here.
Oh boy.
All the businesses that will fit.
Ryder, you're a Bloomington native.
I am not.
I know. I just love saying that. I love saying to anybody from the area when you point out where they're not from. No, I'm not. Everyone's very specific about what part of the Twin Cities they grew up in.
They definitely deserve a tip of the hat for having. I believe I got a call from Harley. They've got that last sheep and I guess alpaca farm out there. The woman who stole that.
That's
sheep.
Right.
So.
Nice.
That's right.
Much love to all the sheep farmers in Bloomington.
Man, who knew? Who knew what was going on at dark? And when the lights go out in Bloomington, the sheep come out to play, apparently. We've all checked into hotels. We've all checked out of hotels. And some of us, in fact, most of us have bumped into, if not fully embraced, some malfeasance along the way. A recent survey talked about the things we do at hotels, the bad things we all do. This doesn't seem that bad to me, but apparently well over half the people polled said, yeah, they stay past checkout time in the room.
Oh, boy, that's pretty bad.
Flirting with disaster.
Wow.
I'm a big, there's two things I do in life. One is I wait until a maid knocks or the front desk calls and says, are you out of the room yet? And then my answer is walking out the door right now. Because no matter what time it is, they're not going to charge you extra. If you just say, yeah, we're gone. Or you just, but if the front desk calls, you actually don't answer the room phone. But I wait to be thrown out. That's happened to me a million times. They don't care.
Who doesn't like hanging out at a hotel room?
Well, the hangover sometimes dictates you need every last minute. That 11 a.m. checkout comes awful early some mornings. The other thing I do, similar to this, it's not a bad thing, but I don't mind being the person that at the gate you hear last call for passenger Gorman, because I'm like, give me 10 less minutes on a plane, I'm happy. I'll wait till the very end to get on board a plane. How about this? Ever had more people in the room than you paid for? Duh.
Of course.
Well,
how did you get busted?
Yeah. I mean,
how do you get busted? Well, you have about 50 people in there breaking things and creating general mayhem, and somebody comes up from the front desk with the security officer. That's how you get busted in Las Vegas on a KQ morning show trip.
I was going to say, that sounds like the voice of experience chiming in all of a sudden.
I remember getting home and having a $3,800 damage bill from the hotel. I thought, that's outrageous. But then I did remember trying to put things back together before I left. I thought if they just don't clean the room, everything should stay put. But apparently someone went in there with, a duster, and things started falling apart. $3,800 and said, we can't wait to see you next year, Mr. Zepp.
They love that. $3,800.
That's
impressive, man.
Yeah.
You didn't do any of it, but your name was on the room. So
really,
you did.
Bummer.
I think I've had some damages in the room, but I don't think it was because we just had too many people in there. I'm just a big clumsy oaf sometimes. Knock over a lamp, slam a phone down a little too hard, and shatter the entire thing that it's cradled in. That's happened. Stealing something from the room. Can't say that I've done that. I mean, there's not. What are you going to take for maybe a hand towel or something? Like maybe the plastic laundry bags, because I'm thinking I'll need those for something. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember ever taking anything from a hotel room.
How about the spectacular artwork?
There's often spectacular artwork. That's true. Let's see. Lying to get an upgrade. 33% of people said, "Yeah, I've lied to get an upgrade." What lie gets you an upgrade?
I was stumped on that one too.
I've said, any chance I can get a bigger room and not pay for it? I've said that point blank with a smile on my face. Well, the worst they can do is say no.
I don't know do you play the sympathy card or something like that? I'm here for my mom's funeral or something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm here for
I've
a
not
funeral.
Used that one.
I'm here for a funeral. I need more space. What's the connection? I don't really my grief needs a suite.
I don't know how they do it anymore, but about 20 years ago, I had a buddy that's how he flew about half the time. He had a relative die, but now I think, you have to get the grief flights, you have to have some sort of proof.
Yeah, you do.
Picture of their dead body, an autopsy report, something like that. Yeah.
You got a note from the DA clearing you of all charges. Drinking out of the minibar and then filling the bottles back with water. Never done it, but I know someone who has.
And they got away with it?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, this is going back a long ways. But yeah, they were just like they would not only with water, that's for the vodka and the gin, but they'd put Coke in the little whiskey bottles. The little mini bar with the little airplane bottles, they would just knock them all back and then refill them. And at some point, that's when it occurred to me they might have a problem. You're traveling with liquids so that you can refill other bottles to make it look like the same liquid. That's a lot of work. Just go to the liquor store. Just make it easier on yourself.
I had a buddy that used to do that with vodka in the house. And we'd be like, dude, how did you think we weren't going to notice that you filled the vodka bottle up with water when we made a frickin' Bloody Mary in the morning? He had a problem. I think he's doing better now.
I would certainly hope so. Here's one. This is not a bad thing. It says having an accident, like getting sick and throwing up on the carpet. That's not bad. That's not like bad. You're not breaking a rule. You're just getting sick and throwing up.
Yeah.
I would be. I think if you could just like tell me how many times have I thrown up in a hotel, I'd be horrified to know. But it's a lot.
Man, yeah.
It's a lot. I mean, and granted, I spent years in hotels, more than most, because of just touring nonstop in the 90s specifically. But a lot of early morning wake up, a lot of going to bed and thinking, if I throw up right now, I won't be quite as hungover when I wake up in a few hours. And it never really was a problem for me. But if I had to think about the number of times that happened, it'd be pretty alarming.
Well, the Montezuma's Revenge down to Mexico a couple of times. I got my, bothing, where you're sitting on there with the garbage can and you're bothing. Yeah, that's a special moment.
Sure. Yeah, that's pretty special. Having an affair in the hotel room. Well, you can do that anywhere. That's not specific to hotels, although it makes it easier when you can shut a door and there's a bed, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it beats the backseat of your car.
Feels classy.
I guess it does feel classy.
Like you're not doing anything wrong.
Traveling can be fun because of all the things you can do wrong in a hotel, as we just said. But here's something to think about if you are taking a trip soon. 2020, the TV show on ABC, the investigative news report, they took a minute out of true crime to talk about airline food. Airline food, as in the food they're serving you on a flight. Now, on most domestic flights, you're going to get a bag of peanuts or a bag of pretzels, I guess now, and maybe a soft drink. But for international flights, or if you're sitting in first class on a domestic flight, oftentimes they'll say, would you like the chicken or the lasagna or whatever? They offer you a meal. Those meals, you might want to think twice, because 2020, using the Freedom of Information Act, got a list of over 1,500 health violations, according to the Food and Drug Administration, as they were inspecting airlines and their caterers. The food being served on planes. You've seen the company Sky Chefs, LSG Sky Chefs. You always see that thing up there loading, their meals onto planes sometimes. Apparently 2020 went to the Sky Chefs place where they prepare the meals. This is unbearable. Infested with ants crawling over discarded food. There were flies, both dead and alive, and roaches all over the entire facility. And they're packaging meals to put on your plane.
Yeah, well, that's for the first class and the international flyers. Hell with them.
Yeah, there's a reason they have restaurants at the airports. Use those. Load up before you get on the plane. My God.
You can bring that food on the plane with you. You can bring your Sbarro's pizza on the plane.
Yeah, you certainly can. There's one place where Sbarro actually tastes like pizza, and that's at 30,000 feet. The LSG Sky Chefs people, there's a report. They're going, look, we cater tens of millions of meals per year. We have all this oversight. But then, of course, the FDA is like, but we saw moldy products in your cooking areas. We saw employees not washing hands. And yes, if you're serving tens of millions of meals per year and only a handful of people are getting sick, or only a handful of people are saying there's a cockroach in my meal, I guess the numbers game is that you're beating the system. But dude, get some Lysol in there. Figure it out. But like I said, just get some food at the airport. Eat it before you get on the plane.
Right. Yeah. Good call.
I mean, and as long as we're here, if you're going to get the sub sandwich at Blimpie, don't get onions on it. You have no idea how it only takes like 2 slices of onion to stink up a whole plane.
Yeah, is it Quiznos? Is that one of them?
Yeah, that's one
at the airport. Someone got on with a hot meatball sub, still hot, still steaming.
Yeah, sure.
Very garlicky. Right across the aisle from me.
Boom! It doesn't take much. Yeah. Mine was a Blimpie. I was 6 or 7 rows in front of a guy with a Blimpie sandwich, and he got the cold cut combo with more onions than anyone's ever had on one sandwich. And it was the conversation of the flight, which was, oh my God, how many onions can one guy have on a sandwich? Absolutely horrible. The Minnesota Wild. Oh, you mean the team that's 8-2-2 right now? Holy smokes, they're playing some good old-fashioned hockey. They got the Stars coming to town. We got tickets to give away. Hang tight.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. It's the KQ Morning Show. Steve, Zepp, Tony, and Ryder on Minnesota's Classic Rock. 92 KQRS.
I'm Steve Gorman. This is the KQ Morning Show. Good Wednesday morning, November the 6th. That means we are 10 days away from the Dallas Stars coming to town. The dreaded Dallas Stars will be at the XL Energy Center. We would love to give away a couple tickets right now to the game. We need 2 callers. Callers 9 and 2, in fact. 651-989-ROCK. That's the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. We'll lock in a couple of listeners. They will compete in a game of chance, skill, strength, I don't know, something. We'll find out together what Tony Lee has up that bizarrely crooked sleeve of his. 651-989-ROCK. Let's go. Hammer it. Let's make it happen. In the meantime, I would love to give a hail and hearty good morning to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, boy.
By God, my hometown.
Yeah.
I mean, it is now. It's where my home is. So yeah. I can't say I'm from here, but I'm very glad to be here. And so, I take what I can.
I work here, I guess.
Yeah, you work here. Right? Ryder, are you technically a Minneapolis resident?
I am technically a Minneapolis resident, yes, and damn proud for, generations.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa worked at Minneapolis Moline, so there you go.
Oh, my God, we had a Minneapolis Moline out on the farm. That was our primary big tractor. Most of the time I was growing up, the Mini.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Probably tightened some nuts on that sucker.
So
I did.
Your grandpa
and loosened a few.
Worked at Minneapolis what?
Moline. Building tractors.
Tractors.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, I think International ended up buying them.
Got it. All right, that's a country song waiting to happen. Grandpa worked Minneapolis Moline. Yeah. I could hear it. We could write it. We could have a hit. That's the second $1 million idea we've had on the show today.
Absolutely.
Man, we gotta come up with some country hits, man. The whole world's going country. Not me. No. I'll stick with the rock. Grandpa worked the Minneapolis Moline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll rock that bad boy up. Come on, man. All we need is a studio, the right producer. We need someone with good hair that fits the suit, and we're on our way, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn straight.
What was Grandpa's name?
Milo.
Milo?
Yes.
Nice. Man, I got a cat named Milo.
Milo at Minneapolis Moline.
Yep.
That is fantastic, man.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And they named the 3M company after him for that very reason. Go figure.
Yeah, dig into that history.
That's pretty outstanding. All right, are we locked and loaded, Tony? Are we ready to give away some damn hockey tickets?
We'd be ready.
Let's do it. What's today's competition?
I figured we should play this just because it's fun. Yeah, we're going to find out.
It's so real.
Your entertainment options are enormous. So many choices, so much scrolling, true. We're going to give you a title and a brief description of the plot, and you tell us, is it an actual movie available to stream somewhere on some platform, or is it just made up? TV or not TV, that is the question.
I like it. Tony, who's contestant number 1?
Let's go with little Tommy from White Bear Lake.
Tommy from White Bear Lake. Good morning, Tom. How are you, sir?
How's it going? Thank you.
How little are you?
He's only 3'2".
Tom Thumb. Tom Thumb, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the show.
Get up here on my lap.
Tom, give me your favorite band.
The Who.
I'm not going to make the joke. I appreciate that. Give me your favorite team, any sport.
Wild.
The Wild. Nice. The Who and the Wild for Tom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go back and forth on this one if memory serves. So let's introduce ourselves to contestant number 2, Tony.
Say hey to Natalie from Zimmerman.
Natalie, good morning.
Good morning.
Natalie, give me your favorite band.
How about a singer?
Go for it.
Jason Aldean.
All right.
Dean, he's got a country song about Milo at the old Minnesota Moline, Minneapolis Moline, one of these days, probably. Give me your favorite team, any sport.
I would probably have to say the Wild. I like hockey best.
Yeah, that's going to work. I mean, we're playing for Wild tickets, so that's perfectly
we're going to get our
acceptable.
first NASCAR there.
Yeah. Our first what?
I thought we were going to get our first NASCAR there.
It was close. All right, so guys, TV or not TV, Tom, you're up first. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Tommy, tell us, is this an actual movie you can view, or is it made up? This is The Carpenter, Set in ancient Jerusalem, it follows an orphan who discovers mixed martial arts as a side hustle while working as an apprentice for Jesus Christ, posing the question, what if Jesus was an MMA coach? TV or not TV?
I would say it sounds very interesting, but I don't think it's TV.
You're incorrect. It was just released.
What?
No.
It is real.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No way.
Yes, I think a writer passed that on to me.
I like him very much.
Is Jesus specializing in Krav Maga, the Israeli defense mode of martial arts?
He's kicking some A.
Unbelievable.
Starring household names Cameron Krebs, Des Crawford, and Aurora Florence.
I wondered what you guys was up to.
If you got Krebs and Florence in there, that's a moneymaker for sure.
To win. Yeah.
Tom, I got to tell you, I was right there with you, brother. I thought there's no way in hell that's a real show. All right. Well, that's we're off and running. Natalie, you're up. Good luck to you.
All right, Nat, yours is Get in the Cab. A pretentious couple obsessed with trying to impress people at wine tastings in Northern California get lost at a spooky vineyard where they fall into a gigantic vat of Cabernet and get whisked into the past like a modern-day A Christmas Carol as they make life changes for the better.
Crap.
Nice save.
I'm gonna go with no.
You are correct. That is made up.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Wow. Just one right.
Yeah.
Natalie.
That's the first thing she's ever gotten right in her life.
Man.
Greatest day in the world.
You are off and running, Natalie. I'm sad to say there's more than one lap to this race, but you're in great shape right now out of the gate.
Love a happy Natalie.
All
right, back to Tom.
Yo.
Yours is Bludgeon Dungeon. A twisted substitute teacher in the suburbs lures students thinking that they're getting extra credit into his hidden deadly pit of horrors in his basement where he fuels his passion for blunt force trauma. Is that real or not?
Yeah, why don't you give me something easy?
Yeah. What's your problem, Lee?
Like Natalie, something easy, yeah. I'll see ya.
Oh, sorry. No. That's made up. Bludgeon Dungeon.
All right. Lob another one in there to Natalie.
Yeah.
All right, Natalie, round two.
Nat, yours is Attitude and Gratitude. An epic journey of discovery in music begins when a group of friends stumble upon a fountain in the forest containing a psychedelic ayahuasca potion, which connects them to a mystical land of love and fame and riches, a floating city, and a robot rodeo featuring rap and hip-hop stars Drake, Lil Wayne, 21 Savage, and Tyler, the Creator.
No.
That is made up. Sounds cool, though.
Sounds like the New York Jets season, doesn't it? Oh, come on, yeah.
It's Tom, hang in there, brother. We still got a little ways to go here. All hope is not lost.
No.
You can bring it home, Tom. Let's go, Thomas.
We saw that last night, right?
All right.
You mean because of the trade deadline with the Steelers picking up Wilson? Yeah.
Of course. That's what he
blew me away, Mike. Come on. Williams, I mean.
Thomas, Spontaneous Combustion. Science fiction pairs with horror when a young man learns that his parents were used as guinea pigs in an atomic weapons experiment before he was born, which resulted in him growing up with an arm that can shoot flames and incinerate those in his way. Real or not? TV or not TV?
Come on. No.
I'm sorry. That is real. From 1990, directed by Tobe Hooper, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what's real? Tom's from Minnesota is real. No.
Noah.
I love it, Tom. You know what, Tom? You're winning hearts is what you're winning.
I was going to say, Tom, Tom is all of us right now today.
Thank you.
Natalie, next up is Monkey Shines. Monkey Shines, a professional.
How many rounds is there?
25.
There's just a couple more left.
Couple more.
Monkey Shines, a professional athlete, becomes quadriplegic after a horrific accident. His scientist friend gives him a highly trained monkey named Ella to keep him company and raise his spirits, but their relationship disintegrates once Ella, the homicidal monkey, channels his rage and takes it out on everyone he loves.
Tom loves that one.
I'm gonna go with no.
Wow.
No. It is not real.
Wow. So
you're not correct. It is real.
Oh, it is real.
Yes. 1988, directed by George Romero, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
Monkey
really?
Shines, a psychological horror. Yeah, it was terrible.
Just when I thought I saw the George Romero stuff, must not have made it to Blockbuster.
You know, when you first said Monkey Shines, I had the thought of, I remember hearing about that, and then you described it, and I was like, no way in hell that's real.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Wow.
It was very weird.
All right.
Needs a remake.
There's 2 more, kids.
Oh, boy.
I know it hurts. You're loving it.
Finish the race, mister.
Yeah.
Tom, yours is a bowl of answers. A lonely boy locked in a Gothic-style mansion, forced to be homeschooled and kept apart from interaction with other kids by his controlling, cultish parents, finds wisdom and valuable advice on how to escape from reading messages spelled out in the letters of his alphabet cereal every morning.
Oh, my God.
Is that real or not?
Oh, yeah, that's real.
I'm sorry, Tom. It is not. It is made up.
Hey, Tom, for what it's worth, I've agreed with you all 4 times.
Really?
I was right there with you. And you and I are both 0 for 4, brother.
And your integrity is safe. Clearly, you're not Googling on the side here.
Yeah, no kidding.
No way.
I'm sitting in my car. I can't Google.
Nat, your last one. This is Pontypool. When DJ Grant Mazzy shows up to work at the basement radio station in the Canadian town of Pontypool, he's ready for just another rockin' day at work. But when he learns of a virus turning people into zombies, he barricades himself in the studio to warn listeners about the virus and its unlikely form of transmission, which is the English language.
No.
She says no, and she's correct. Wow.
Oh, what, Pontypool? Oh, because it was a movie, not a TV show.
No.
What?
What? What did you say it was a real one or not?
She said no.
It is real.
Oh yeah, Pontypool. Yeah, not terribly bad.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I caught it one Shocktober. Yeah.
You saw it?
Natalie,
yeah, I did see
Natalie, we think you went 2 for 4. It doesn't matter because we know you got a couple right. It was 2 or 3. Either way, Natalie, you have won the tickets. You will be enjoying the Wild as they run roughshod over the Dallas Stars November 16th. Tom, thanks for playing. Thanks for laughing at every single one of these, yours or Natalie's. Great to have you, sir. Very well done.
You're a good sport.
Thank you.
That was fun, Tom.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game, Natalie. That's good
Both
stuff.
of them. Natalie just over the top enthused, and Tom just having one of those mornings we've all had.
Hey, working hard and just not seeing the immediate result. But it's a long. We're playing the long game around here, ladies and gentlemen.
That was Charlie Brown.
Oh, man, that's
Good grief.
Hey, you can find the KQ Morning Show podcast anywhere you get podcasts, anytime you want. It's sponsored by our good friends at Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagies, which sounds like something I could use a little of right now. I'd take a pizza or a hoagie. I'm just saying. We mentioned earlier deer season right around the corner. If you're planning to go, you might want to hit the salon first. Trust me. Hang tight.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
Who is this? This is the ambulance emergency line. Do you have an emergency? I need an ambulance. Who is this? Joe. Okay, Joe, where do you need us? I'm in the phone booth. Okay, what's the address there? Hold on. Okay, sir, did you call through 911? No. Okay, Joe, I need a location. What street are you on? I'm at the stop and go. I'm in the phone booth. Let me tell you what. I'm going down the road, driving my car, minding my own goddamn business, and a deer jumped out and hit my car. Okay, sir, are you injured? Now, let me tell you, I get out and pick the deer up. I thought he's dead. I put the deer in my back seat, and I'm driving down the road and minding my own business. The woke up and bit me in the back of my goddamn neck, and he bit me and it done kicked the out of my car. I'm in the phone booth. The deer bit me in the neck. A big dog came up and bit me in the leg. I hit him with the tire iron, and I stabbed him with my knife, so I got a hurt leg, and the deer bit me in the neck. And the dog won't let me out of my phone booth because he wants the deer. Okay, sir, are you injured? Yeah, the deer bit me in the neck. Hold on. The dog is biting me. Hold on. God, get out of here. Hold on. The dog is biting my ass.
I've had rough days. I don't know that I've had that kind of a day.
Never heard of anyone getting bitten by a deer.
Bitten in the neck by a deer. Now the dog's biting me. He got the neck. Not the throat, but the neck. That's just a rough day all around.
Needs that tire iron back.
What's going on? What's up with deer? Why are deer always getting up in our junk? Why are they obsessed with us?
They don't know no better.
I guess not.
Idiots.
There's a story. Stupid deer.
That idiots.
They don't even. They just refuse to learn. Overland, Missouri, as they call it. Overland, Missouri, a nail salon. The owners were surprised to have a deer come into their place the other day. Of course, didn't wait for someone to open the door. Just blasted right through the glass front door and totally trashed the joint. They trapped it in a back room, called the police. About $14,000 in damage to a nail salon from one lousy deer.
Well, they can do a lot of damage, especially when they got a rack. This one's to be about an 8-pointer. That's what it sounded like.
When did we become deer wranglers? Ooh, I think he's ready too. All right, well, swing that thing. 2, 1, go.
That sounded like a dude falling down the stairs. By the way, I was like, God, why does this sound familiar? So I Googled the headline. 4 or 5 times, one might have been a repeat, in the last, 10 years, this has happened. A deer has specifically gone through the window of a salon, not just a business, a salon. What? So, there's a little tip out there to the deer hunters headed out this weekend. You might want to set up your blind like a salon.
Get your nails done.
Yeah. You know, get your nails done. Yeah.
Clearly, that's an odor that the deers are attracted to.
Yeah,
Right.
Give your buddy Nate there a mani-pedi in there, and be on the ready because here comes that deer. I don't know if you have to have a window that they crash through as well. That always seems to be part of the process. But think about that as you're out there spending thousands of dollars on unscented clothing and moisture wicking and rubs and grunts.
What's a good mani-pedi go for these days, Ryder? Any idea?
No. Have you looked at my nails? No.
No.
No, but I saw your face as you knew I was asking you, and it made me realize she's not going to know the answer to this question. But as far as what does it cost to have a deer rummage through your salon, about $14,000 in this particular case, $14,000 in damages. The owners of this nail salon said, we checked our insurance policy, does not cover damage caused by animals.
Oh, that's
what
a bummer.
Kind of crappy insurance do you have? Well, the cost of perms are going to go up. I don't know.
It's Missouri. They got tornadoes, got that covered.
Yeah.
The odd flood, sure. But deer, I guess not. But to your points up, if this is the 4th or 5th time in 10 years, I'm just going to throw a hot tip out there to all of our salon friends. Get that deer coverage.
Right.
They're coming for you. What if that deer popped through that door and just threw one of his hooves up and just what color do you think? Let's go.
What do you think?
You're going to need a lot more of that winter green to cover these hooves.
You could hire me for a lot less than $14,000 to just come sit in front of your salon. Deer don't come anywhere near me.
Well,
Wherever I'm sitting, they're not.
That's
no,
exactly
not so much.
That's your insurance policy. Yeah, get all the frustrated deer hunters and just have them sit in a parking lot. Those things won't come anywhere close. Speaking of bizarre animal stories, in Colorado, a pet pig. Okay, let's stop right there. Everybody that ever has a pig will tell you they're smarter than dogs. They're wonderful, lovely animals, and they snuggle, and they're really, really great. And I'm sure that's true. I can never get around the fact that it's a pig. You bring a pig in here. If a pig walks in with, say, a guest comes in and here's a pig, I'd be like, oh, that's cool, you brought your pig, but I'm not going to want it in my lap. You can tell me it's clean and smart and all the things. It's just a thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to, I'll call it Wilbur. I'll wonder if it has a friend named Charlotte, and that's as far as we're going to go with this.
Yeah, all right? They're not built for comfort. They have pointy hooves, and have you ever petted a pig? It's like petting a bristle brush or something like that. What is one of those pads that you buy to really get the scour?
An SOS pad or a Brillo pad, yeah.
Brillo pad, that's the word I was looking for. It's like petting one of those. It's not a golden retriever. It's not a nice fluffy kitty, They're just wasn't meant to be.
That reminds me of there was a kid in our school, red hair, a classic ginger, but he had a really tight, like the thickest spooled like afro hair. And so, of course, we called him Brillo because it was just so, it just looked like that.
Yeah. But, and what are you going to do, sit down and enjoy your big plate of bacon in front of your pet pig?
It's a little
weird.
Sicko
are you?
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
But there is a pet pig in Colorado. Her owners went on TikTok to share some video because they discovered their pig named Strawberry after 4th of July found a bunch of leftover beers the in cans sealed. That's apparently no problem for a pig. Strawberry ripped into many cans of beer and then was stumbling around drunk.
Oh my God, look how many she killed. Like, this is gone, that's gone, that's gone.
Strawberry, what did you do?
Probably drunk too.
Well, haven't we all been a drunk pig before?
We have.
What the hell? You still had beer sitting around from 4th of July. Well, this is what you get. It's for drinking, not storing. What the hell are you doing out there?
I would tell you I wouldn't know the difference between what it looks like when a pig is walking and a drunk pig is walking. But then I just watched the video and a drunk pig, you can tell that pig's drunk. It's like, man, come on, get it together, Strawberry.
Did you see the
Strawberry? What did you do?
That's a great snort.
Did you see the duck in the video just judging the pig?
The what video?
There's like a duck, or maybe it's a goose. I'm not good with the animals, but
waterfowl, some sort.
It walks by the pig stumbling and just shakes its head.
Oh yeah, they're so condescending anyway.
Yeah, just
judging
anybody that's got a pet pig and a pet assorted waterfowl. You're just like, okay, guys, they got dogs and cats. Just go to the club. Yeah. Go to the shelter. Just get one of those.
No, we've all been a drunk pig with that goose in the house, haven't we? Judging us, giving us that look.
Oh, I've been a drunk pig, but I don't have those. I don't have those sharp nails. I'm just an old tenderfoot drunk pig when I'm drunk. That's true. So another quick animal tale for you. They say the odds of being bitten by a shark are 1 in 11.5 million. You have a better chance in life to be struck by lightning than to be bitten by a shark. Okay.
I feel like I have a 0 chance myself.
Well, that you do have a 0 chance as long as you stay out of that ocean. So
I'm on the boat.
Better chance of being struck by lightning than being bitten by a shark. The odds of being bitten by a shark twice in your lifetime, they say you really can't put a number on it. It's like winning the Powerball twice. I mean, it makes no sense. But Cole Tashman is hardly getting it. It hardly feels good about that information because Cole Tashman is a gentleman in Stuart, Florida, who was just bitten by a shark for the second time in his life. He's a surfer. Okay, granted, he's in the water a lot. He's surfing, so he's got a better chance than one of us. But 11 years ago, at the very same beach, he was bitten by a shark. Required 12 stitches on his hand, so it could have been a whole lot worse. But he very much had a shark bite. And then last week, an 8-foot shark got him on the leg. That has required 2 surgeries and 93 stitches. So 11 years apart, 2 shark bites for a guy. One shark bite tells me I'm done with surfing. 2 tells me, maybe I'm done with it. I mean, the second time,
2.
You got to be wondering, what is it about me? What am I doing? How could I be doing this differently?
What if it's the same shark? Just a vendetta.
Yeah, right?
That
creepy.
dick. Then you got to go get him. Then you got to go Jaws. He's ready for a drinking party on that Jaws boat with 2. This is Cole Tashman.
I got a little look at it when I got into close to the shore, and I saw kind of the damage, and I was like, okay, my toes are there. That was like all I really cared about. I can definitely tell you that I'm not going to be surfing out in Bathtub Beach again. Just pretty much all my buddies have been bit.
Got the toes. Yeah, you can't surf without the toes.
He did say that this time around, this shark was much larger, but 11 years later, it could still be the same shark. Could have been a little baby the first time, and now it's been circling around. I mean, it's not a shark movie, but Orca was a movie about a killer whale, and that thing, I mean, if memory serves, it followed Richard Harris like halfway around the globe to enact his revenge. And if memory serves, it removed Bo Derek's leg.
That's right, it did.
Yeah, man. Don't mess with Orca.
She's still hopping around.
She is very much still hopping around. Hey, real quick, speaking of hopping, I'd be remiss if I didn't take a hot minute here. The Vikings, as we've been talking about, they're 6-2. Pretty darn good start to the season, especially because it came out of nowhere. No one had high hopes for this team going in. A lot of people, maybe this very show, looking at the schedule, were like, we'll be 3-5 or 2-6 at best. They're 6-2. But what about the Minnesota Wild? 8-2-2.
Oh, yeah.
You could say that's the biggest surprise team in the league so far. The Timberwolves are 4-3. Minnesota United, the soccer club, is in the MLS playoffs. The Gophers football team is 6-3, which is like 36-0 for Gophers football. The 6-3 is really good. And the Gophers women's volleyball team is ranked 14th in the nation, and the Lynx made it to the WNBA finals. This is a team. This is a city, an area, a community with a lot of good teams working the trade right now. We should just take a moment and say, hey, well done. Appreciate it. I mean, it's gonna suck coming to playoffs, but right now, this is great.
More opportunities for disappointment.
That's what I'm saying. It's
one of them got to hit. Odds. One of them have to hit. Steve.
You would think somebody somewhere soon. So one of these teams is going to come through when it matters, and by God, we'll be the first ones to celebrate and say that we knew it all along.
Called it.
We're the bandwagoneers you'll ever meet. Hey, the Eagles, a band from Southern California of note, they have added a few more shows in 2025 for their residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas. You could very well be there. Score a trip for 2 with flights, a 2-night stay at the Venetian Resort Las Vegas, and tickets to the concert, plus a VIP experience package. All of that. If you want to get in on the game, text the national keyword LAST, L-A-S-T, to 95819 for your chance to win. Now, it's the top 5 at 9. Hang tight.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. You're listening to the KQ Morning Show. Steve, Zepp, Tony, and Ryder on 92 KQRS.
I'm Steve Gorman. This is the KQ Morning Show. It is Wednesday, November the 6th. Good morning. Let's just jump right in. We've got your top 5 at 9. Get your day headed off in the right direction. We spoke last year about the great thievery, the Judy Garland ruby red slippers from The Wizard of Oz. You know, they were up at the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, and in 2005, they were stolen, not to be recovered until 2018. It was a long story. There was some lowlife gangster dude who thought that ruby red slippers meant actual rubies in the slippers. And he went in and stole them and then found out that there's not real rubies in there, dude. It's an adjective for the color red. Yeah. Not really, they're not ruby laden slippers. Anyway, long story short, the slippers were eventually returned to the collector who had lost them after the theft. Those same slippers are now going up for auction. There is already a bid as of 1 o'clock yesterday for $550,000.
What the hell? I mean,
for a pair of slippers Judy Garland wore in 1939's The Wizard of Oz, $500,000. Okay.
Worth it.
I mean, They'd be worth less if they were made of rubies, wouldn't they? I don't know what the going rate for a ruby is these days.
I tell you what, you may very well be onto something there. The Garland Museum is in the mix. They are among the people trying to get their hands back on those slippers. They raised money. Grand Rapids raised money last year at the annual Judy Garland Festival. They've also got $100,000 set aside by the Minnesota legislature for this express purpose. Let's see if we can get those slippers back to the Judy Garland Museum.
Let's see if we can get all the potholes filled first, shall we?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, and by the way, nice job for everybody who's been working on those streets the last 6-7 months. The streets right around the studio here, they're open every day. There's one less barrel, at least. but my God, that took forever. I'm just going to say.
Well, the roads will be perfect just for ice and snow season.
Exactly.
It'll be really nice. And then the winter will tear them all to hell, and next spring we start all over again.
If you're looking for something that in 3 months we'll look back and go, that's when it all started to go downhill in terms of the Vikings, we have for you number 4 on your top 5 and 6, Will Reichard, the rookie kicker, the rookie sensation who had not missed a kick until this last game against the Colts when he missed 2 field goals. He is out for 4 games. He's got quadricep issues. This kid has been great, and now he's out for 4 games after missing a couple of field goals. Also, his long snapper, Andrew DePaula, will be Paola. How do you say that guy's name? Andrew DePaula. Why can't I say his name? He's gonna be Andrew Depot. He's gonna be also with Will Reichard for 4 games. So we have to bring in a new kicker and a new long snapper. Special teams, you only notice them when they screw up. So I'm hoping we don't talk about these guys anytime soon. But you miss just a few kicks, you get a couple snaps wrong, and, man, the whole team can just go right to hell in a handbasket.
Well, I mean, it was could have turned the game last weekend. Clearly, he was having some issues coming into the game because they did show him on the sideline all wrapped up, and then he came out and missed that 30-some-yarder. So I don't know. What's the long snapper and the kicker up to? You guys up to some hijinks, screwing around out there, getting hurt?
Very well.
I love a long snapper, by the way. I was a long snapper in high school. Yeah, they had everybody come out there. Yeah, well, because they had everyone on the team had to come out. And who can get this damn ball back there? You know, your regular center wasn't automatically your long snapper. And for some reason, I could get that ball back there. So, yeah, I was a long snapper in high school.
Wow.
Let's call
Cheer
it
for the long snapper, yeah.
Yeah, right on. My oldest brother, Bob, also a long snapper in high school back in the day. Yeah, and played college ball at Randolph-Macon, a tiny little college in Richmond, Virginia.
No kidding.
Then he blew his knee out, and he had surgery, major surgery, 6 months of rehab, and it was a whole situation where now it would be like orthoscopic. It would take 4 minutes, and he'd be fine in 2 weeks.
Right, yeah. I'm still waiting for a long snapper to win the Heisman.
Boy, there would have to be a lot of punts. I mean, you'd have to be every single possession. They punted every time they got the ball for the entire season. That long snapper's exhausted.
Yeah.
Number 3 on your top 5 and 6. A survey asked people which of these 4 things is most important to them on a daily basis. Here's the 4 things, and we'll let you know in order. Chocolate, sex, alcohol, or Wi-Fi. Think about it for a second. Chocolate, sex, alcohol, Wi-Fi. What's most important to you? Only 9% chose alcohol.
Really?
We're all on a health kick.
Cracking open a beer at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Do it for everyone?
No, they say that. But
exactly.
When the rubber hits the road. This is the greatest personality test ever, I think. I love this.
14% said chocolate. Boy,
well,
I don't have a sweet tooth. I would just do 2 beers instead of a beer and a candy bar.
All right.
That's me. 37% said sex, which means 40% said Wi-Fi. Absolutely. If I have to get through one day without, that's the one thing I don't want to go through the day without. Wi-Fi.
I don't think I could have sex without Wi-Fi. Not that I think about it.
You could, but it would take a lot longer.
My imagination is just a little dulled from all the alcohol.
Man.
And chocolate.
Such a slow and patient and sensitive lover. No, it's just because the Wi-Fi's on the fritz. No, we would have been done hours ago if I didn't have this dial-up modem working.
Yeah.
Number 2 on your top 5 at 9. Check this out. Women are just foul-mouthed sailors at the end of the day. All of you.
Can confirm.
Women's vocabulary is now filthier than men. A new study finds women are more likely to use the F word in a day than men. In 1990, this same study showed men were 8 times more often than women saying the F word. Now it's equal. They've made up 8 times the difference. The S word, the scheißen, women are 10 times more likely to use it than men. So that's a big shift.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering, is my wife, is my girlfriend, or my coworker, am I with some sort of specific group of foul-mouthed women? Nope, it's all of them.
Yeah.
My mom just said this to me last night.
Here come 2 words for you. Shut the up.
That's exactly it.
Stunning.
Sure, man. That is it right there in a nutshell, man. Bang. Bing, bang, boom. Let's see. It's probably a great time of day to let our friends down in Chaska know we're thinking about you. Good morning, Chaska.
Crooked Pint. Head on down there. Every time I mention the Crooked Pint, last time I didn't mention bartender Paulie has triplets. He had triplets, a surprise pregnancy late.
Really?
Right. 2 grown children. They have the surprise pregnancy, the couple. Triplets. Triplets.
Wow.
And they're fantastic, by the way. So there's Paulie, Steve down there, Wyatt, and of course Taylor the Magnificent, slinging the brews. And if I don't mention Jay-Z, my 3rd daughter, that I don't claim.
Okay. Wow.
She's not really, but she was. You know what I mean? That gal that just kind of kept hanging around.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Jamie works over there as well. Crooked Pine over at the Curling Club. I got to say hi to him. Thanks, gang. Try the Salisbury steak. I'm serious.
Fair enough. Chaska getting lots of love this morning. It's funny, but the surprise triplets, I can't even begin to imagine twins, much less triplets. And I'm sure if that's what you end up with, that's all you know. But my God, I mean, I love the idea of just one baby at a time.
Oh, he tells the great story. So it's a late in life pregnant, late in not way late, not weird late. I don't know how old anyone was really, but they have 2 grown children when the triplets come along. And he walked in and the doctor said, "There's 3 of them." And Paulie said, "3 what?"
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Heartbeats.
I have a buddy. I haven't seen him in years, but is a musician out in L.A. when I lived there over 20 years ago, and he was actually from St. Paul originally. He moved out west, and he met a girl at a bar, and they hooked up. Just a one-night stand. Both had a great time. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Maybe I'll see you around.
What could possibly go wrong, right?
Maybe I'll see you around. That was it. Well, what went wrong was 2 babies showed up about 10 months later.
Oh.
Not only did she get pregnant, she said, I'm going to keep this baby. Turned out to be twins. He's like, you got to be kidding me. And she said, you don't have to do anything. If you don't want to be a part of this, that's fine. But I've made this choice. I'm going to have this baby. And then it was, I'm going to have these babies. And then he let her, my buddy was told, just go, be off the hook. Doesn't matter. Then the girl, as the due date was coming up closer and closer, she's a California girl. Her parents were right on hand, ready to support her fully. Her mom was like, I can't believe you're going to have these twins, and the father's parents don't even know they're going to be grandparents. Mm-hmm. Track these people down in St. Paul. Called them. Said, you probably don't know who I am. My name is... Gladys McGillicuddy, and your son and my daughter slept together, and she's having twins, and I thought you should know. Mom and Dad hop on the plane and fly to L.A. right away.
Yeah.
And dude gets the call, we're here, we're with the woman who's having your children. Guy's like, wait, what? Wow. Shows up, the parents are staying at the other parent's house. They all are on, team grandparents, 4 of them. And so... they all kind of get along. They're just like, hey, this is great. We're, whatever, no judgment. Mm-hmm. But then the guy's like, well, I guess I do want to be a part of their life. And it changes, right? So then, 6-8 months passes. They've got these little twin babies. The guy and the girl, through now sort of co-parenting, but not living together. They're not a couple. They barely know each other. There's a big family get-together when the kids turn like 6 or 8 months old. They slip off, spend the night together for the second time. Pregnant again, twins again.
I knew.
Really?
Twins again?
This is an entirely true story. They had sex twice and had 4 babies to show for it. And last I checked, which was about 4 years ago, married with 4 kids, happy as clams 20 years later.
Never had sex again.
God, no, they did. No, not with each other, with plenty of other people. That accounts for why they're so happily married, I think. Number 1 on your top 5 At 9, there was an election in the United States of America yesterday. Donald Trump will be the president as of January. He defeated Vice President Kamala Harris. The latest numbers I saw in the popular vote by 4 or 5 million. First time that Donald Trump won the popular vote in his 3 elections. So the Electoral College is an absolute blowout. Amy Klobuchar here in Minnesota will stay in the Senate. A lot of congressional races. All the results are up there. Harris, of course, carried Minnesota because that's what happens here. Richard Nixon, the last Republican to win the state in 1972. No more political ads, no more text messages. At the very least, we can all agree, thank God that's over.
Hey, and I think more popular news, marijuana's been legalized in Minnesota. Awfully excited about that. Yeah.
Well,
remember that election?
Maybe it's time I got back on the pot horse.
I'm just saying, well, one of these years, perhaps you'll be able to buy it legally in Minnesota.
What? Baby steps. Baby steps.
I know. I'm stuck on that. I haven't moved past that election.
We have to talk.
I'm still stuck on that one. Which one was that? Was that like 2016?
Yeah, we got to talk about it for a while first, okay? We don't want to get out over our skis, to use the parlance of your world.
Get the KQ Morning Show podcast wherever you listen. 92 KQRS.